Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Rome Total War, the Britons campaign. So, a quick heads up, I'm recording this right after recording the latest episode of City Skylines Hidden McCity Face, which I believe is part 22. And yes, I'm still looking after my mother's dog, who is behind me on the bed right now, so if you happen to hear any odd noises, barks or roofs or such, that'll be him. But he's sleeping soundly right now, so hopefully this won't disturb him too much. Anyway, welcome back to Glorious Britannia, where we've got quite a bit of work to do, because we've got 3 sieges to get through. We've got the new Germanic capital. They've probably gone through quite a few right now. Over here, we've got the last Spanish settlement right here, the Spanish capital, guarded by 2 family members, one of whom is the faction leader. I'm guessing the faction heirs lurking around somewhere in the mountains. And 1 unit of basic Iberian infantry and so I'm also recovering from the last stages of cold, so I do apologise if I get a bit bunged up right now. But we've also got the big war coming up right now, since we've now pretty much finished with the Romans, which is Macedonia. Grandadal the Conqueror has taken his forces, including some elite head hurlers, and he's laid siege to the one and only Sparta, which is rather poorly guarded, to say the least, just by a family member, an old family member, Conius the Lucky, who is not particularly lucky right now because he's just got himself in a bunch of bodyguards under siege by the one and only Grandadal the Conqueror. So I'm gonna keep this to a fairly short episode to avoid keep this to a fairly short episode. I'm going to do these 3 sieges, see how the Macedonians react, and probably leave it at that. So, they're fairly simple sieges, they won't take too long. So let's start with finally finishing off the Conquest of Spain, which we started so long ago, and now we're finally finishing. Spain is going down. So, what are your traits, Euloki? Oh, he's got the Slubberdugullion as well. He's morose. Oh, he's depressed. That's -2 morale. Oh dear. He's not particularly good, to say the least. He'd be pretty easy to assassinate as well, despite being the faction leader, because Indinius and careless, yeah, he doesn't really get, that's taken away his bonuses. But we're not assassinating, we will kill him in direct honourable combat with Cador of Isca. So we don't really need anything in the way of special tactics or whatever. We can just literally send a ram right up to the gates and walk up to the plaza, and well, both of the generals, they will just end up falling to a massed amount of infantry, and they will get some damage done in the initial charge, but outside of that, they're not really going to be able to do it. Okay, I want this very weakened unit to just stay at the back right now, because unfortunately you're a weak link, but the rest of you, I will definitely have you start to make your way up. Well, I might see if I can get the general involved to help melt the cavalry, but I don't want to risk him sort of getting too bogged down in the fight, because as we learnt quite a while ago with Calpurnius, chariots die rather quickly, even to basic infantry, if they happen to get stuck. So now we're just casually walking into the setup, but we have taken a couple of losses because I rather stupidly didn't realise until it was too late that I had my men standing right in front of a tower. But oh dear, now they're getting shot in the back. Sorry guys, but oh, it's shooting at these guys now. Christ alive, I'm a moron. Right, Cador, get in here just in case we need a bit of support, and these guys can just stand back. They've got tough armor, so it'll hold against sort of basic arrow bolts. Just go back here. And Cador, I know you're desperate to get into the fight, but you don't need to run over most of my own men like that. Right, hang on. Just so I don't end up clicking this guy accidentally, I'm going to group and ungroup. So he's now at the back right there. And you guys can just make your way steadily up here while Cador himself goes over to the flank. Okay, we've got movement. Okay, right, that's I'm guessing that's the faction, whichever one was in charge right now. Okay, Cador, kind of want you to get in here now. You guys have gone on a bit of a wild flanking maneuver. I know I did set the formation to be a bit wide, but I didn't mean that way. And the standard bearer himself has got himself taking on 4 general bodyguards, but here comes the cavalry. Cador, that was quite an intro. Okay, where's Cador himself? He's there. Of course, to be cloak. I was really scared right now. I thought that was Cador himself because the cloak was blue. But we just instantly wiped out both of their... That's Cador himself. Why? Why? Christ. Okay, stop. That's enough. So we just wiped out both of the generals right then and there. Uruki and Ugats. So I think there should be just one Spanish family. Is that the same standard bearer who survived? You survived thanks to Cador's chariots coming in at just the right moment there. Christ, if you survive this, that'll be awesome. Right, there's one bodyguard unit left. Can you guys get in the fight, please? Thank you. Just as I said that. Last bodyguard unit is down, and now it's just a few. Oh Christ, I'm still bunged up. Just a small group of Iberian infantry, very weak basic light infantry, holding the plaza. These are the last warriors of Spain, except for whoever it was that was out lurking outside the settlement. Oh, Christ. Standard bearer here is getting quite into the fight here. Nice stabbing in the back. Very good flank right there. Excellent. Oh, he's done it again. That's it. Get him with the spinal cord. Come get it a third time. Come on. Too late. Just one guy. The last warrior left. Come on, you can do this. Ooh, slice. Celebrate heartily, men, with a well-deserved cheer. Because Spain, at long last, is finished. And the notification has come up for faction destroyed. This is only a level 2 settlement, I think, so we're going to occupy it. And then we can't build populations. Let's just put the tax rate to low. Repair the stockade, recruit a few peasants. And then Carthage. The peasants are revolting right now. I'm not sure where the main Carthaginian army is, because I'm sure earlier that was fully garrisoned. I could maybe see about recruiting a spy, because the diplomat, not the best of spies. He's been standing there for years, poor guy. Let's get a spy out there. And yes, there goes Spain. The conquest of Spain is finished, except for this one Carthaginian territory. I'm still debating whether I actually want to take it or not, but if I can get an easy take off it, why not? We've got 8 more regions to go, and that's going to go down a little bit more because Vicus Gothi is our next target. We've got 5 battering rams, probably a bit overkill, but hey ho, why not? It's just a captain this time, and he's got basic axemen, spear warbests, and noble cavalry, which is nothing to be not to be underestimated because they are heavy cavalry, therefore they can do good damage in a charge. Ugh. And I only have 2 units of chosen swordsmen here, the rest are just regular swordsmen, so they're not as tough. But needless, we shouldn't need to worry because we outnumber them 10 to 1. Let's fight. Okay, so welcome to another German settlement number, whatever it was. And the phalanxes are down here on their own, so they'll be easy targets for my head hurlers, which I've got moving up with the rams to the gate. The rest of the swordsmen can move up in the back. But if these phalanx guys decide to hold one of the breaches, which they probably will, then I can easily chuck a few heads in their direction. The axemen are the ones guarding the plaza, so the barbarian noble cavalry is outside quite a distance away from the walls. I'm really kind of overthinking this, so I don't need to think that much because we outnumber them so much that I'll need... I just send in my guy. Even if I send in my guys one-on-one on the plaza, I'll probably still win. So these spear warbands are facing the wrong direction to guard the breach. They're not even in the right position either. So I think it's time for my head hurlers to have a bit of fun, don't you? Give them a good hearty war cry. I'm not sure if that improves your ranged attack or not, but it's worth a shot. And this will probably cause them to respond. Yeah, they're marching. And I said ranged attack. Don't get into melee combat, because you're tough in melee combat, but I don't want to lose head hurlers unnecessarily. Are they even going to respond? Where's the noble cavalry? It's just okay, so these guys are just standing there taking this, which I'm perfectly fine with. Taking in a good number. Another few heads, why not? Good, we've got nearly 20 of them. Okay, another good couple of kills. Now they put the spears down with the last volley. Couple more heads, come on. There we are, we took down nearly half of them. Right, head hurlers, your job is done. The rest of you lot can just march into the settlement. And you know what, you guys, they're facing the wrong direction. Just charge. The rest of you just run into the settlement. Because the barbarian noble cavalry will no doubt respond once we actually start attacking them. So here we go. They're about to get hit in their side, except for that standard bearer who's running into the spears. But he literally just thwacked the spears aside. Okay, they were about to put the spears down, and they apparently changed their oh crap! And of course, I just end up moving the head hurlers into range of a freaking tower because I'm a moron. Right, so we lost it, and yeah, we just lost some valuable head hurlers there because of my stupidity. And okay. They're like the dog, in which I give the dog food and the food just vanishes when I'm not looking. These guys just cause those phalanx pikemen to just vanish. Christ. I'm not complaining though. Very good job, guys. Very good job indeed. Okay. We've got our chosen swordsmen making their way to the front now to take the brunt of the cavalry charge to minimise its damage. So as soon as we see some movement from these guys, I'm going to have them do a war cry, so I can kill them as quickly as possible. If they don't move, then, hello, is that something? War cry, and then kill them. Okay, they haven't got enough for a charge. No charge at all, so we're going to quickly butcher these guys. Come on, chop them down. They're not general's bodyguards, they only have 1 hit point. So even though they're heavily armoured, we're just melting these guys. They're already wavering. They're going to break any second now. There's only 9 left of them. And broken. Boom! And they're all dead. Keep the momentum going while the war cry is active. Go straight for the plaza. Alright, that's a well-deserved cheer there because you guys fought very well there. You know what? Do the war cry again. Now that's available. And then kill them. Oh yeah. They were so eager they literally just jumped forward. They're doing a war cry as well. But it's not going to help them when they're this severely outnumbered. You guys move to the side actually. See if you can get a bit of flank going because we can chop them down just a little bit quicker. These guys are axemen, so they will cut through our armour unfortunately, which will deal some damage. But don't get stuck on that big stone. Just kill them, will you? Okay, the standard bearers themselves seem to very much like going on flanking maneuvers, but okay, we're hitting them back now, so that'll cut them down just a bit quickly. There's 13 left. 12, 11, come on, keep chopping. 8, going down quickly. 5, 4, come on, 3, 2, who's the last one? Dead. And they just leveled up as well, funnily enough. Lovely. Another resounding victory for the British. Hold on, the doorbell's gone. Okay. Very sorry about that. So, the settlement's been captured and it is it's a full-size settlement, so I'm going to exterminate to help keep the population under control. Low tax rate, and let's get... My voice is already going. I can either get a Hall of Heroes to get more chosen swordsmen, or I could get a weaponsmith to upgrade my weapons. But I'm actually going to go for the Hall of Heroes so that... Oh, excuse me. So that I can get more chosen swordsmen. Let's just quickly get these guys back up to strength. All the head hurlers recovered. That's very good. Made up for my stupidity there. And retrain this lot because we can. Excellent. Right, that's all good. And yeah, resist retire. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And last but not least, Gwendolau the Conqueror. Ah, Sparta. It was apparently famous for not having walls. Well, it's got walls now. Very big stone walls. However, very poorly guarded by not Spartans, just standard phalanx pikemen. There are only 2 settlements in this game, I think, that can actually train proper Spartan hoplites, and they're Sparta and I think Syracuse can, but I haven't actually... I don't know. And you also need very high quality military training facilities in order to do so, obviously. But Sparta is about to fall to the British. So I've got lots and lots of ladders. I never really bothered with rams or siege towers or sap points or such. We can easily just take the walls because phalanx pikemen, they can't use their phalanx spears while they're on a wall, so that hinders most of their effectiveness. Plus I've also got Cretan archers and head hurlers to bombard them from afar. Not very far from afar in terms of head hurlers, but hey ho. So, whoa, good lord. You've got quite an impressive retinue. Look at all this. And you're also a superior commander, publicly loyal, untouched by fear, unjust. Victory from the jaws of defeat, fruitful, prim and proper, harsh governor, tax farmer, you know, lovely pep mammoth, draughtsman. So this guy is actually, aside from a few minor things here and there, he is a very good general, or a very good sort of character, especially with all this massive retinue. But settle down now. Sorry about that. But yeah, unfortunately, he's going to die of natural causes soon anyway, so we'll just accelerate the process. So, welcome to our first proper full Greek city, I believe. At least, no, a city that was owned by the Greeks. I think there might have been a rebel settlement or so that had a Greek architecture. Maybe, maybe not. But either way, proper full Greek city with a great agora, councillors' chambers, a large plaza. What kind of temple do they have here? They've got the Lyceum, I believe, which is a very high-level public order building for like the Greek theatre as such. Great. Do they have a temple here? Elite cavalry stables, all this good stuff. Yeah. City barracks. You expect them to have a temple. Where's the temple? Maybe we're just blind and missing it. By the way, we're actually starting fairly close to the plaza, so we can actually just... Well, I say fairly close to that awkward city layout when we need to walk around. By the way, we're going to take the section of the walls which isn't guarded. The phalanxes are on the plaza. Works for me. I think we could actually have the Cretans. Say if we can get the Cretans on the wall, maybe they'll be able to reach them. They have got very long-range missiles. We'll see. So the ladders are at the walls, and the narrator said that there will be sword work aplenty, but unfortunately that's not the case. There's no one on the walls to fight. So what we can really do is just get our guys moving into the gates to capture it, and then we'll just take a long march around the city to confront, well, the guys here. It's too bad that the General's armoured bodyguards are now on the plaza, because we could actually just walk in with the head hurlers and melt those phalanxes. But hey ho, everyone, if you'd be so kind, out the gates are open to move in here, and the Cretans and head hurlers can move in, and Gwendolau and the chariots can lead the rear, and we'll just quickly move into the city. Okay, so we've got ourselves lined up, and the Yeah, the Hound has settled himself quite nicely. So, let's see if I can lure them forward with the Cretans. And if we can get them separated from the phalanxes and kill the bodyguard first. Because they... Yep, this has lured him first. Okay, stop. Okay, Cretans retreat. Whilst my infantry moves forward to confront the giant. Move! Cretans are valuable. I can't retrain them. Do not get caught in the charge. Do not get caught in the... You got caught in the charge. For goodness sake, this always happens. Whenever I was doing it... and now they're literally stuck inside the swarm of my chosen swordsmen. And here come the phalanxes. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, so we lost 2. Now, that's the king himself. No. Kill them. Okay, stop. Forget it. Christ alive. See, this always happened when I was doing it a while ago. When I was getting back into this game with this playthrough, I was... Oh, for goodness sake, you absolute morons. Fine. You guys want to be difficult? I was going to do this tactically with the head hurlers, but no. You guys had to be complete imbeciles and just decide to run the opposite direction I told you. And, well, at least he just stood there and got chopped down. I was doing a playthrough as the Greeks and I was getting lots and lots of Cretans. For some reason, they'd always managed to just do something that resulted in me losing valuable Cretans. Just sort of delaying a retreat order, or just getting themselves stuck on something, or just... By the way, this is us taking on sort of a proper trained phalanx with armour, and not head hurlers, please. They're deciding to... That's a valuable head hurler gone. Christ alive, how... That's the thing, the main problem with these old Total War games is that while they do have a lot more depth, the AI for units in the open field it's fine, but in cities, even on the big wide open area like a plaza, why are you guys charging into melee combat? Just why? Just, for goodness sake, just cut them down. Oh Christ, sorry for that moment of frustration. It's just I don't like losing valuable units like Cretans, just stupid things like that. What are you doing? He's just... Okay, well he's just doing a bit of a Michael Jackson jig there while there are an army of chosen swordsmen coming in to chop into bits. Have at 'em, boys. This is a great victory. The cries of dying enemies are sweet. Oh boy. Alright, well, that's one way to do it. So with that, Sparta belongs to us and it's way beyond anything we could develop, so we're going to need to exterminate it. And then, ooh, hello. So we had a Temple of Nike, which is actually equivalent of our own worship of Andraste, which is perfect. That's the one we want. So I can actually retrain my head hurlers here. Did I? Of course. I never, ever, ever, ever get Cretans back. Most units, if you're lucky, you can actually get a few of your casualties back since they recover from their wounds. Not Cretans. Never. Never. Never does that for me. That's freaking annoying. Oh boy. Right, well let's get these guys. Thankfully, with it being an extensive settlement, we can quickly rebuild our forces. And there's the faction heir. Theoretically, if I keep Gwendolau in here, because his influence is very good for helping to maintain public order. Lower the tax rate. How many soldiers could I theoretically... Because I want the head hurlers. I'll leave the Crete... That'll be Gwendolau's personal Cretans. I'll keep the Cretans here. But if I take the head hurlers and the and the upgraded units of chosen swordsmen, because what does this have? This has an armor, so that's just upgrades it +1. So I don't think I can get it to silver. So if I just take the head hurlers and say the upgraded chosen swordsman, that's perfectly fine. We can take a few more. Just take the full strength guys that don't need retraining and join with him. We've got ourselves a good force here that can easily take on, oh yes, basic phalanxes and archers. This is easy, we can do this next turn. We'll just get ourselves a few ladders, that's all we really need, and then we can steady, because they're going to be training troops here like mad, so we need to be quick about it. And they're actually rebelling in Athens. Ah, that's good. And they're rebelling in Larissa as well. That's good to know. Right, so there's a big... So I know that so far we've gone through 3 sieges and they've all been cakewalks. So I know that hasn't exactly been the most exciting thing to watch. But Thessalonica has a big garrison unless they decide to take to the field. Which, you know, field battles are fine as well. But this is the main concern here. We've got Campus Lesigus, which has a fairly sizable garrisons. But then 2 massive Macedonian armies. These are going to be more interesting fights. So now that all 3 sieges are down, we've only got to get 6 more regions in order to secure victory. So, we've got Sparta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, we could win this just by taking Greece itself and a couple of Macedonian territories, or if I decide to go for the Carthaginians. But you know what, maybe I'll just leave him be as my one and only ally just out of pity. This is the first time this diplomat's been used in ages. How about I just give you 100 denarii as a gift? Just because I can, just because I pity you. Now, as far as I can tell, they're still at war with the Scythians. So they'll hopefully keep most of their armies occupied. So we don't have to deal with the full force of Macedonia. And poor Greece. Maybe I should send it. Did they never conquered Crete? I could theoretically get a boat out here, take the chariots, and just take Crete. I could do that. Let's get some boats out. Why not? Take Crete, they'll take them down by 1, it'll make it easier. Excellent. So, I said I was going to try to keep this short, but I'm going to turn it over one more, just the one turn. Our Terrum's got problems again. Get the peasants coming in. Let's just see how the Macedonians respond, because Aquinium, that has got Carador the Conqueror and his forces in it, but they are slightly wounded, and we don't have the retraining facilities here yet. We could send in reinforcements from Segestica, but they don't have a High King's Hall yet, so no more chosen swordsmen. But they can't reach it this turn. So we'll see if they respond, and we could send in reinforcements if we need to, even though they're not the best quality, but they're reinforcements nonetheless. So let's see how they react. They've moved away. He's gone over this. I'm not sure if he's trying to make his way back towards Greece or something. It will be quicker to go that way because of the paved roads. So the end of turn report, it's all well and good. Construction report, Cowlus got a sit right. Weaponsmiths everywhere, that's very good to see. And recruitments, peasants, la da la da la da la da la. Wonderful. So I'm getting boats trained here, so I could take Kydona right now if I wanted to, actually, because there are no walls. Can I actually... It's got 1 unit in the garrison. I could just take some chosen swordsmen right now and just finish this. Plus, I could take Coroneth. But you know what? I said I was going to keep this short, and I need to keep it short, so I'm going to end this episode here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode of Rome's Total War, the Britons campaign. I'm very sorry it wasn't a full-length thing, but hopefully next time I'll be able to do a proper, longer episode where we can take over another succession of Greek cities. And they're not training anything more. Interesting, but Thessalonica, hopefully in the next episode, we'll see a proper fight against the larger Macedonian force. I can't guarantee it though, because we know how the AI can be a bit odd. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll hope to see you next time.